They gave everything to the game: blood, bones, and years of their lives. But when they got hurt, the NFL didn't stand by them. It moved on. Fast. These are the players who were broken, then forgotten one. Mike Webster was the cornerstone of the Pittsburgh Steelers' offensive line in the 1970s, helping them win 4 Super Bowls. Nicknamed Iron Mike, he was known for his toughness and durability. But behind his heroic image, Webster was slowly unraveling. Years of brutal hits left him with severe brain trauma, later diagnosed as CTE. After retirement, he spiraled into poverty, memory loss, and depression. He lived in his truck, unable to hold a job or care for himself. Despite his legendary status, the NFL provided no meaningful help. He died in 2002 at age 50. The league mourned, but did not take responsibility. 2. Sterling Sharpe was one of the most dominant wide receivers of his era. In just 7 seasons with the Green Bay Packers, he made 5 Pro Bowls and set multiple records. But in 1994, at just 29 years old, a severe neck injury forced him into sudden retirement. Unlike many stars, he received no post-career support from the league. No coaching offers, no front office role, just silence. Though his brother, Shannon Sharpe, entered the Hall of Fame, Sterling's early exit meant he was largely forgotten by the NFL machine, despite being on pace for a legendary career. 3. Robert Edwards had a breakout rookie season with the New England Patriots in 1998, rushing for over 1,100 yards. But his career came to a horrifying halt during a Pro Bowl beach football exhibition game. Meant to be harmless, he tore every major ligament in his knee and nearly lost his leg. The NFL distanced itself quickly, though he miraculously walked again and briefly returned in the CFL and NFL. His potential was shattered. Edwards never got the support his injury deserved, not from the league that invited him to that reckless event. He remains a cautionary tale of what they discard. 4. Marcus Lattimore was a college football legend at South Carolina, known for his explosive power and humility. Drafted by the 49ers in 2013, he was seen as a potential franchise running back. But 2 devastating knee injuries in college had already compromised his future. Though the 49ers held out hope, he never played a snap in the NFL. The league gave him no clear path forward, no post-career development, no media acknowledgement. Once hailed as a miracle comeback story, Lattimore vanished from the football narrative. The system that cheered his recovery quickly forgot him once he was no longer marketable. 5. Zach Orr went undrafted in 2014, but quickly became one of the NFL's most promising linebackers with the Baltimore Ravens. By 2016, he had earned All-Pro honors, but after a routine physical, doctors discovered a rare spinal condition that made playing football life-threatening. At just 24, Orr was forced to retire. He publicly expressed his desire to remain in football through coaching or scouting, but the league offered no structured support or transition assistance. His story is a reminder that even rising stars with perfect conduct can be discarded the moment they become a liability. Talent wasn't enough. Safety wasn't valued. 6. Ryan Shazier was one of the NFL's most electrifying linebackers, known for his speed and instincts with the Pittsburgh Steelers. In December 2017, during a nationally televised game, he attempted a tackle and never got up. He was diagnosed with a spinal contusion, paralyzing him from the waist down. While the Steelers offered brief support, Shazier's long road to walking again was largely his own. The NFL celebrated his recovery for PR purposes, but offered no long-term role or rehabilitation funding beyond what insurance covered. Once the headlines faded, so did their concern. His courage was real, their loyalty was not. 7. Javid Best entered the NFL as a lightning-fast first-round pick for the Detroit Lions. But his career was haunted by repeated concussions, both in college and the pros. Despite red flags, he was cleared to play and absorbed more brutal hits. By 2012, doctors warned him not to continue. He was just 23. The NFL distanced itself. No long-term care, no acknowledgement of fault. Best later sued the league, arguing they ignored the risks of traumatic brain injury. He tried to make the Olympics as a sprinter, symbolizing how far he had to go just to reclaim identity after the NFL erased him. 8. David Wilson was a former first-round pick for the New York Giants and a human highlight reel. He brought explosive energy to the field and was seen as a rising star. But a neck injury in his second season revealed spinal stenosis, putting him at high risk of paralysis if he continued. At just 23, doctors told him to walk away. The Giants praised him, but the league offered no further support, no transition plan, no mental health care. He tried becoming a track athlete, but the silence from the NFL world was deafening. 9. Charles Rogers was once a can't-miss talent, but a series of injuries, including 2 broken collarbones, derailed his career early. Struggling with pain and addiction, Rogers was left without guidance or support. The NFL labeled him a bust and moved on. Behind the scenes, he battled substance abuse and financial collapse. He died in 2019 at just 38 years old from liver failure. The league barely acknowledged his passing. His name was never mentioned in a moment of silence. His fall was tragic, and the system never looked back to help him rise again. 10. Colt Brennan was a college football icon, rewriting record books at the University of Hawaii. But a car crash and injuries ruined his NFL chances. After brief stints with the Redskins and Raiders, he faded from the spotlight. What followed was a tragic descent into addiction and mental health struggles. Brennan repeatedly tried to come back, physically and emotionally, but no team called, no league program reached out. In 2021, he died in rehab at just 37 years old. His story is a haunting reminder of what happens when gifted athletes are discarded and left to fight demons alone, off the field and off the radar 11. In 1992, Dennis Byrd, a defensive lineman for the New York Jets, collided with a teammate and broke his neck during a game. The impact left him partially paralyzed. His recovery was miraculous. He walked again after being told he never would. The league honored him briefly, using him as a symbol of resilience. But long-term, the NFL offered little more than a spotlight moment. There were no follow-up roles, no integration into the Jets' staff. Byrd returned home to Oklahoma, out of the spotlight and out of the league's concern. He passed away in 2016, remembered more by fans than by the NFL. 12. Michael Irvin, a Dallas Cowboys legend, suffered a spinal injury in 1999 during a game in Philadelphia. As he lay motionless on the turf, Eagles fans cheered. The image is haunting. A Hall of Famer, face down, silenced by pain and public mockery. Though he eventually recovered enough to walk, his career ended instantly. The NFL moved on. No special retirement ceremony, no immediate coaching job. For a player who helped build the league's 90s empire, the abandonment was shocking. He now serves as a broadcaster. But that platform wasn't gifted by the league. He had to carve it himself. 13. Eric LeGrand was paralyzed during a Rutgers college football game in 2010. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed him to a symbolic contract in 2012, which made headlines. But beyond the PR gesture, there was no lasting support, no meaningful position, no medical partnership, no advocacy platform provided by the league. LeGrand became an inspiration on his own, starting his own foundation and using his voice to help others with spinal cord injuries. The NFL applauded from a distance, but never stood beside him in the long run. His story proves they'll use your image, but won't carry your burden. 14. In 2005, Patriots linebacker T.D. Bruschi suffered a stroke at just 31 years old, shortly after winning a Super Bowl. Against all odds, he returned to the field that same season, a move that inspired millions. But after retirement, his relationship with the NFL faded. The league praised his comeback, but offered no role in player safety reform or post-career advocacy. Bruschi became a broadcaster on his own, not through league placement. His stroke served as a powerful warning about the physical toll of football, but the NFL didn't use his experience to change its culture. Once he left the field, he was sidelined in spirit too. 15. Andrew Luck shocked the sports world when he announced his retirement in 2019 at just 29 years old. Years of injuries, constant rehab, and mental exhaustion broke him. Despite being one of the NFL's most marketable and talented quarterbacks, the reaction from fans and media was vicious. Quitter trended. The Colts fans booed him off the field. And the NFL? It said nothing. No thank you, no understanding. Just silence. He had kept the franchise afloat. And when he chose his health over the game, the league left him behind. His story is rare. Not because he got hurt, but because he walked away before they could throw him out.